Hello there everybody. It's been a long time since I made a video and I figured I'd make a response. Well, not necessarily a response, but over in the I Love Recording YouTube channel, he's a guy who makes really good music. He uses the Tascam products a lot. He uses the DP32, the Porta Studios, and he also recently has been using the Model 24 and I believe the other Model 16, I believe so. He did a very in-depth, comprehensive video of the differences between the Model 12, 16, and 24. Check that out if you're in the market for one of these awesome products. But he was showing his workflow today about how to send music from, or rather your tracks from the DAW into the Model 24 and live mix them. And the way he showed was the way that I was doing it for a long time. When I first got this Model 24, I got this board because I wanted to use it for the band I was in, so that way we can record our practices. And then, of course, it happened in 2020. We were all inside, so I figured, let me see what else this board can do. And not only is it a live mixer and a multi-track recorder, but you can send tracks from your DAW into the board and live mix it. So anyway, the process he was showing was you send the tracks in, you mix it, you hit record on the Tascam Model 24, and then you would export it and then import it into the computer. So it's kind of a process. What I wanted to do when I was learning how to use this machine is I was wondering if there was a way to simultaneously send my mix back into the DAW as I'm mixing at the same time. So that way I don't have to, close my DAW and then, or leave it open, but then transfer the music into the computer and take it out and put it back. And that was such a process. I understand that there's other mixers that can do that, notably the Soundcraft, the multi-track series, where you can actually record the output back into the computer with its own set. The Tascam Model 24 doesn't really allow you to do that. It records the channel 23 and 24 on its own internally. But I was thinking and I found a way on how I could achieve this. On the board, of course, there's, the mic inputs, and then, of course, the line in and the balance signals. But I figured out that the control room volume knob and the control room output is actually it's the same, or at least I'm 95% sure it's the same as the output that is being sent to your mains. So my mains, of course, are going to my monitors. But I decided to take the output, the balance output from the control room, which is the mix, back into itself, into the mixer. You see, you would do the same thing on the sub output if you were, let's say, bouncing your tracks. Let's say you have your drums and you have it into your sub mix and you want to record it onto one channel. What if I took this principle and take my main output or my mix and record it into itself? But instead of recording it into itself, into the board, in this case I will today to demonstrate so you can hear the mix, but why don't I send it into my DAW? Alright, here, so we're going to demonstrate how I send tracks to the DAW and print simultaneously. I have my control room volume set at 0, so this is set at 0 and it's coming into here, and this is at 0 as well too. You can see that it's picking up my my signal of my voice, which I'm recording right now just for this purposes, so that way I can have a clear vocal recording. And then also I'm going to record what I'm doing on the computer as well simultaneously. So even though I don't really normally use this part and export it into the computer, I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes, so that way you can hear what I'm doing post-production. So in order to print our track, we're going to go into our DAW. This case, I'm using Pro Tools, which I'm in a love-hate relationship, mostly hate. I'm going to go to Reaper after my subscription ends with this. So thanks, Avid. Anyway, we're going to create a stereo file, an audio track, and then you can name this whatever you want. I usually call it print, since we're printing the mix onto here. Now, unfortunately, I forgot how to set up the Tascam with the DAW. I mean, it's kind of straightforward, kind of not. I had to configure everything as far as like the inputs and outputs, which was a pain. So I don't remember how to do that, so I'm sorry. But anyway, we're going to set our input. So it recognizes 13, 14, 15, and 16 as stereo inputs, which is actually, for my case, this is 13 and 14 inputs. This is 15 and 16, 17, 18. This is my 19 and 20. So I'll select that. And as you can see it's picking up my volume. Also, if you notice, I have this set in mono. So I'm going to show the camera. So this is my vocal chain right now, all the way down, and it's on, dead center. Actually, it's a little bit off center, and I have it because for some reason it looks like the right side is a little bit fainter than the left side. I don't know why, but can't really tell on the recordings. But anyway, usually I like to mute my print track, so when I'm recording, you don't get a feedback echo. So this is set. The output will be going to my master fader. My master fader, in this case, will be channels 21 and 22, since that's the Bluetooth channel. And I have that on mute on the board, just in case. So we're going to go into my song that I've been working on. It's an older song of mine. You might have heard it, you may have not. But we're going to just record the solo part. So let's arm it. And here we go. And as you can see here, it's getting the signal. If I want the drums out, if I want the lead guitar out. So broke. Every time I try to talk to you. Hey girl, walk around town in those tighter jeans. Why do you have to be so? And that's pretty much how I do it. If I want to check this mix afterwards, after I record it, this is when I'll unarm it, unmute it. I will solo this and then unmute the channels on my board, and then I'll play it. I guess it would help if I did that. Actually, it would help if I put this on PC. Probably creating a feedback loop, unfortunately. Hey, why do you act so broke? And that's pretty much how I do my workflow now. And from there, if I like the recording, and I will keep the wave stereo file and then move on to the mastering section of things, where I will do the overall EQ, some compression, some corrective EQ on the left and right side, mid side. Well, first of all, I like doing mid side, then some compression, and then corrective EQ just a little bit, and then some other fun stuff. So that's my workflow as of late. But as you can see, I was printing simultaneously onto the DAW. I was printing simultaneously here on the board too, and that's kind of, it's funny because I'm going to use this to import into the file just so I can line everything while I'm editing this or whatever. I'm going on and on. This is a long video as it is, but anyway, there's probably a better way on how to do this. I don't know, but this is what works for me, and it speed up my workflow significantly as opposed to exporting my stereo mix from the Model 24, then loading it on the computer, and then dragging it into the DAW again for mastering or whatever. So it's definitely has improved my workflow. It's definitely made me appreciate this Tascam Model 24 even more so, because I try to reach out to them, see if they can do a patch where you can actually record the 23 and 24 like you can for the Soundcraft, but I may do. The only thing is, like I said, I don't know if the left and right side unevenness, I compensate that in the mix a little bit, and I feel like I really can't discern a difference. But if anybody knows if that's due to something internally within the Tascam, the control room output, or it could be my balance signals. I just got them out of music around. That's not the best place to get stuff, but it's local. Maybe I'll order off of Sweetwater. So anyway, that is it for me. And if you have any comments or questions, if you like it, thumbs up. If you hate it, thumbs down. I don't care. If you have any music you want me to listen to, shoot it my way. I would be happy to mix it for you too. Give me something to do. Well, I got a lot to do, but I like music. So, thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are. Take care.